Welcome to my workshop, everyone. Today we're crafting something truly special. A unique prize for those daring enough to explore the hidden mysteries of Betrayal at House on the Hill 3rd edition. This coin will be awarded to those who will survive. And by the end, they will take this trophy home as a symbol of their courage. As inspiration for our project, I'll be using the game box itself. It'll be really cool to use the Betrayal at House on the Hill 3rd edition logo, and then for the back side to use this nice artwork of the house itself. It's details like these that connect our craft with the spirit of the game, making it not just a coin, but a piece of the game's enigma itself. Let's begin. I decided to go with beech for the coin because of its strength and durability, qualities that reflect the resilience players will need in Betrayal at House on the Hill 3rd edition. This wood can withstand a lot, which makes it perfect for the challenging journey that's ahead. So these beech boards have been glued together. The glue is dried and I just need to run it through a planer so I get a nice smooth flat surface on both sides. Well, we have our boards cut, glued and planed now, so we have a nice smooth flat surface to work with. Now we just need to cut out the coin. So in order to do that, I have this little jig here. It'll work with the router. For this jig, I'm going to use a more shallow screw so I don't mess up the carving surface that I'm working with. I only hope to go in here a few millimeters. Also, as far as the depth settings for this, typically you'll only want to go down maybe, I don't know, 7 millimeters, something like that. Now I just move it forwards here, clamp it down, plug it in and spin it around as I cut. I'm just doing a little bit of touch-up sanding right now. Since I just cut the edge with the router, I've noticed that the edge is not perfectly clean, so it needs to be cleaned up a little bit, since I also want to do some reading on the edge, so those nice ridges like a real coin. Just a few more details to finish up here real quick before we get into carving. I'm going to use a round over bit on this router and make a nice smooth edge to this on both sides, just so it feels nice, and then put some reading along the edge as well. Alright, so the main cutting for the reading is done. However, I'm going to use a little bit of sandpaper and smooth out the edge here. So the reading for the edge is finally done, so that means we get to move on to the fun part, which is carving the house on the front of the coin. And I'm going to use carbon paper to put the actual image onto the surface itself. And then I also have a little scrap of plastic here I'll use just to make a circle around the edge so we can have a nice rim to it, so it looks like a real coin. So finally we can get to the carving part. I'm going to go ahead and use this router to route out the border around the drawing itself, and then a rotary tool to do the finer details. So the outlining work is finished. Now I just need to take a rotary tool and do the details on the house. Finally finished the carving for the house itself. However, for the other side, I'll be doing the Betrayal at House on the Hill 3rd Edition logo. Every detail brings a bit of the game's story into our coin, making it a part of the game's world. Alright, so now we have the stand that I made and the coin, complete with house and logo. Paired together, they look pretty good. But there's one last thing we need to do with this. To make it a prize worthy of those who will survive, I'm going to put gold leaf on the lettering here and on the back to make it especially interesting and bright as a beacon for those who play the game. So the gold leaf has been added and it looks great. All that's left now is to spray it with lacquer to seal it, and then it'll be ready to be a prize. The coin is finished. As I've mentioned before, this isn't just any token. This coin is a key to unlocking the chilling secrets of the upcoming adventure. This coin will be rewarded to the lucky player or players who dared enough to play Betrayal at House on the Hill 3rd Edition and survive traitor or not. The game awaits and I'm excited to see where it leads. Thanks for watching, and we'll wait for how it all unfolds at the haunted house. Hey folks, today we're taking this worn kitchen table and turning it into a fantastic gaming one. I found this table in the back of the garage and I think it'll be perfect for this project. It can be used for any game and any game lovers. But today I'll put special touch and attention to Talisman, the Magical Quest game 5th edition. For those of you who are not familiar with this is a fantastic adventure board game. Up to 6 players compete to see who will become the new ruler of the land. My friends and I are very excited to see this table finished, so that we can play this game together. I'll give this table a beautiful makeover for some beautiful game nights. So let's get started. First, we start with sanding. If you want a clean job, sanding is essential. It gives a nice smooth finish, it looks good, it's easy to paint, and it prevents little splinters. That's one step closer we are to our game table. We just finished sanding, so the next step is to cut this up with a saw. Just keep in mind that this kind of saw is one of the more dangerous tools in the workshop, so just pay attention to where your hands are. Make sure you don't take any particular risks with this.
So the pieces are cut, and now the table's really going to start taking shape. I'm really excited to see how this turns out.
So now we're going to make the slide out cup holders. It's a few pieces of wood right here like this. Something about like that. I have a ready-made one right here. You can kind of see what it looks like. And it just slides in like that. Don't miss any turns. Cup holders are a critical addition to the perfect Talisman game table, so players can stay focused on the intense game. Apply wood glue and clamp tightly. Check alignment before tightening screws to avoid a misstep. Our table is assembled now. It's glued, clamped, and all that's left is for it to dry, and then after that, I'm going to put stain on it. So there's just one last little bit of cutting to do. I'm going to draw the profiles for these cup holders and then use a router to cut them out. The sound of this tool isn't nearly as annoying as landing on the portal of power and realizing you forgot to grab a talisman. In a moment, I'm going to stain different parts of this table, but first I need to put some masking tape down just to protect the parts that I don't want any stain on. Now it's time to stain the wood. I've already put tape down on the table underneath to protect it from the stain. We're staining this part, and also this part and back here. I don't need to put any stain here, but since I'm covering it with cloth, I don't need to put any masking tape on it either, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Wear gloves because it gets all over your hands, and be careful where you put your clothing. You don't want to get it on your clothes either. It gets on everything. Try to put a thinner layer of stain on here. We'll be wiping it off later, so that'll make our job easier later if you just use a thinner layer. Now it's time to spray lacquer on here. I think it'll take maybe 2 cans. I don't know exactly how much, but anyway, I have a backup here, and be sure to wear an organic filter, not just a regular particulate filter. Organic filter, this filters out the gases. almost done with this table. To light up our board game parties all the more, here are some warm 12-volt LEDs, just some standard ones with adhesive backing. And I'm just going to install them under the edge here. And it'll look pretty cool, I think. Now to add a little bit of luxury to everyone's fingers, here's some nice soft fabric that I will glue down for the players' mats and also the main board game table. And it should also look really nice, actually. I love how the gaming table looks already. So since this is for the 5th edition of Talisman, I have an emblem here with a logo on it for the middle, and also some QR codes for my friends so they can see the instructions easily. The table is finally finished. Check out these features. Dividers for game tokens and other game pieces. This nice carpet for your fingers. Cup holders for your drinks. And places to put snacks. And now for the grand reveal. So this was the project. I'd love to know what you think. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This board game table was totally worth it. Can't wait to see you next time.